So, these are my two latest books. Are You Relevant was published in late 2009, and Grab More Market Share came out a couple of months ago. And I've written a lot of books in my career, and most of them are crap. But these are good. I like these. And I'll tell you why I like them. Because we studied organizations who had made it through the recession, who denied there was a recession. They just kept doing business, and we studied what their best practices were. And one of the greatest things that came out of that was that I learned that you and I need to go to the wrong meetings. Every place you live, there's a hotel, and there are meetings going on. And I'm encouraging you to take your notepad and your pen and walk into those meetings. They have nothing to do with telcos, but and you are not going to need a badge. You don't need a badge. There are people in here with no badge. You know, you know what I'm talking. And if anybody ever asks you, do you have a badge? You say, I don't have a badge. And you know what they're going to say to you? A lot of people forgot them, but there's a chair right there. Why don't you take that? And there's a coupon for dinner later. Why don't you take that too? You will learn things you could never learn if you only go to telco meetings. Seriously, I went to a grocery meeting in Chicago. Big Coca-Cola study was revealed. Here's what you find out. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, half of us still don't know what we want for dinner at 6. 2 hours before you're supposed to eat, you don't know what you... Are you in this group? We're in this group. You call your spouse and say, hey, you know what you want for dinner? No, I don't know. I'm not even hungry. It's only 4. I don't know what I want. Well, okay, all right. I guess I'll go by the store and get one of them hot chickens then, I guess. That's what I'm doing. The grocery industry had to come up with a hot chicken for you because you can't decide what you want for dinner. Do you know this? 18% of the food that you buy never even makes it home. You're eating in the car on the way to some appointment. You know what that's a trend of? That's an indication that we are a time-starved society. We have no time. We can't plan meals 2 hours before we're supposed to eat it. Now, I'd never heard this put this way before. Research backed up. Took it to my next meeting, which was McCormick and Schmick's Seafood Restaurants. They've got 90 of these beautiful restaurants throughout North America. I convinced him to run his radio ads at 3:30 with the message, if you haven't decided what you want for dinner tonight, and we know you haven't, why don't you think about McCormick and Schmick's? We have 30 varieties of fresh seafood. We'll do the dishes for you. Go home to a nice, clean, warm home. He does it. Spikes revenue $2 million in 5 weeks. And you think, oh my, that's very creative, that's so inventive. No, it's not, it's theft. we stole an idea from the grocery industry and then put it on the restaurant industry. That's what I'm talking about. If you want fresh, new, innovative ideas, you're going to have to get them from outside of your industry. You know, there were a lot of experts. Remember when Lindbergh flew from New York to Paris? And there were a lot of good flyers. You know, Lindbergh had only been flying for 2 years. 2 years. The person who was supposed to win that contest was Captain Byrd at the time. But he crashed on takeoff because his plane was overloaded with champagne and china. He was getting ready for the celebration. Lindbergh just wanted to make the flight. He was outsider. He was an outsider who was not as familiar or as good as the other pilots, and he was... That's what happens. People from the outside often are the ones who create the new innovations.